There is a new preview for Star Wars Legion rule changes, and whilst it's not massive, I actually quite like it. It is to do with suppression and panic, and yeah, as I just said, I'm a big fan so far. Just to reiterate, yes, I'm probably moving away from Star Wars Legion, but they keep making decisions that I like. I'm still going to keep my army. I might play it, I might throw my hat back in the ring. I'm just not planning on covering every little thing, okay? Most of the time, I think I'm going to move to Shatterpoint. There's a chance that Shatterpoint won't be any good. Let's jump in. So what they say here at the start is that the intended functionality of panic was at odds with the written rules language, leading to ambiguity and problematic interaction. So I'll just skip to the actual rule. After rallying, if a unit performs its perform action step while suppressed, it performs one fewer action during its perform action step. That's pretty much staying the same. However, if a unit performs its perform action step while panicked, it cannot perform any actions or free actions and drops any claimed objective tokens it may have. Then, if a unit did not perform any actions or free actions due to panic, at the end of the unit's activation, it removes suppression tokens equal to its courage value. Panicked units and objective tokens they have claimed cannot be used to satisfy victory conditions on an objective card. So basically, if they're panicked at the end of the game, whatever they have, you can't keep. Now, one thing that's important here, the main thing that's been removed, you do not run off the board anymore. That effectively is the big change. You just stay where you are, but you drop all your tokens, which I'm pretty sure you do anyway, right? Once you activate, and then you fled off the board. Here, you just stay on the board. But now it means that if you successfully make a unit panic, like on the last turn, you can basically deny them scoring points. It's a little bit weird because once they then activate, they can actually remove suppression equal to their courage value, which then might make them not panicked. So the intent here is that so that the lone remaining trooper that's dug in behind heavy cover with a pile of dodge tokens can now be eliminated from the scenario by proper application of suppression and panic. And that makes sense, right? Yes, if they've not activated, they'll actually be able to remove a certain number of suppression, but you know how much that is because it's on their card, it's their courage value. So you know if you get that panic level times 2 plus the courage again, then you know they're going to be panicked, and you know that no matter what they do, they are not going to be able to count to objectives. If they're touching a piece of terrain that's very far away or something like that, you know you can make that void. Ultimately, this change I think is relatively minor in scope, but actually quite strong in its application. Maybe at the end of the game, a lot of games might come down to this. You might not be able to kill them, but you might be able to make them null and void, and that might just be enough to swing a few games. Overall, I like not panicking off the board because that running away just always seems a bit awkward if there's terrain involved and all that kind of stuff, so I like not actually moving. I think that's alright. However, that actually was one of my favourite mechanics from Warhammer Fantasy, but we'll not talk about that here. Overall, a small but positive change. They did say that they weren't making a second edition, this is just sort of updates, and I have to say I like everything that they've done so far. Obviously, once I play these, you never actually know, maybe something will be a little bit janky. Somebody in the chat was talking about how it's a little bit weird that you can kill people you can't see, but I think that kind of abstraction is actually better for the game overall. It's a little bit like realism versus practicality in terms of gaming, and I think the practicality there wins out, and yeah, I'm happy with those. I'm happy with this one as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd be very intrigued in what you have to say on this matter. What I definitely hope you do is have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.